KCC105. For week number 6, we're going to create a baseline index, but one difference in the past graphs we created, we want to make sure we have the horizontal axis, the time of your graph, clearly labeled. So we got 2 graphs. Both we made these before, the ups and downs, but look at this version with the dates here. So now I can tell when things are happening. That's what we're setting out to make for week number 6. Let's figure out how to do it. So first thing, we need data. Instead of Bureau of Labor Statistics, we're going to go to finance.yahoo.com. That website's up in Blackboard, so you can check it there. And you're going to type in a stock price. Any stock price you'd like. I'm going to start with IBM, and I go ahead and search it. And it takes a second. It pops out. Here we go. I got the information for IBM. The stock information. Now, this is a very overwhelming screen, lots of things, even videos playing. So, okay, a little overloaded. We just want the historical stock data right here. Don't get distracted by all this different stuff going on. Hit the historical data, and now they give me the stock price over time. Perfect. This is where indexes come from, data over time. One problem that I want to change, though, is this is daily prices. Let's go for, and here there are lots of different settings for the prices. Let's go for monthly prices. And then over here, this is a 1-year window from 2016 to 2017. Click this little arrow right here, and we're going to go for 5 years worth of data. So 5 years of data here, monthly data, apply. I do this, and the website takes a second, then it shoots out the data. October, September, August, July, June, May. Great. That looks like monthly. And if you scroll down all the way back to 2012, 5 years worth of monthly data. Perfect. This is what you're going to need for your week 6 assignment. I picked IBM. You pick a company that works for you. If your company does not have 5 years worth of data, go back and find another one. All right, so I've got my data. Let's download it. Click it right here, and then now that all this data is now in my computer. It's saved here. How can we open it? If you have Excel, that's fine, and I'll run through the process in Excel very briefly at the end. But for right now, I'm going to open it in Google Sheets. Here we go. I've opened it already in Google Sheets for you. Get to your Google Drive, and you can upload that file that I just downloaded. I'm going to walk through the process of making that index graph with time in Google Sheets. In Excel, I'll show that process in a second. Okay, so I got all this data here. I got the time here, and I've got the closing stock price. This is what I want to make an index for. So let's label it first, price index. This should look familiar. We've done this before. Equals, what's the formula for an index? Well, start with a closing price and then divide it by my baseline. Baseline is that same 191. That's what I start with. But the baseline never changes. Remember how baseline indexes work. If you hit F4, I get those dollar signs. It means keep that number set. Multiply it by 100. Why 100? That's the index number. I get an answer, 100. Yeah, that makes sense. Indexes start at 100. That's how they work. Take that little dot in the corner, click that, and I pull it down, and you'll see it works right down the line. It computes the index for me. I keep going all the way through my 5 years worth of data. I've got it. I've got 5 years worth of index data. We should know how to graph it. I click the H column, go up to Insert, go to Chart, similar process in Excel. It waits a second and then shoots out a graph for me. All right, I'm in business. However, the main event was trying to get the labels on the bottom, the dates. So I can see the ups and downs of my data, but I would love to see when this valley down here, when did the stock price go to the bottom? When was the price all the way at the top? So how can I do that? Here in Google Sheets, on the right-hand side, you'll see this little menu here, and they give all sorts of different options. Add x-axis. That's what I'm looking for. So just click that little window right here. Oh, I'm sorry, you got to click the grid on the side. Click the grid, and it says what data. Really, it should say what time, because I'm trying to say what times it matches up with my data. So I just click over here in the column A and just go right down the line all the way through, because when it's saying what data, really I'm thinking what time. I click all those dates, I hit OK, and I go back to my graph, and that's it. I've got it. Last thing I'm going to talk about here is this is a good graph. This will work for week number 6 assignment. This will tell me IBM stock price. Okay, I'll be honest, maybe it's not doing so hot in here. It'll tell me when the prices were at its peak or in its valley. These are good. This is a good graph. But in week number 6 assignment, I was also talking about adding style to your graph. So for instance, this is a nice basic graph, but we can even do a little bit better. So if I go here to customize here on Google Sheets, now I have lots of options. So this little price index here, well, yeah, we know it's the price index. That's what I was making. So I could go up to legend, and the position, I could click none. I don't need that because we know it's talking about the stock price. What else could I change? Well, this line is blue. What if I go down here to chart style? And now they say I have right here background color. Well, I could make the background a little darker. What else could I do? I could do the series. The series is the actual line. I say the line the color of the line is, I have started with blue. Let's add some style. Let's go for a bright red line. You know what? Line thickness. What if I want to make it stand out? I put 4 here. Points. Right now it just looks like a straight line, but what if I make circle points and, let's see, I got to make some big points. Now all of a sudden my graph has its own style. So you can see here that these customization in Google Sheets, Excel has similar options. I can make my graph look different. The title, chart and axis titles. Title is price index, so I can say IBM stock price. And you see there's lots of ways to format that. So you have the idea of what I'm looking for week 6. I'm looking for an index, you've got that. I'm looking for dates labeled, you got it. And then style for the graph, I think that's something that you can operate with independently. The very last thing, if you're an Excel person, I'm going to do the same thing in Excel. Here I have that index graph. However, all the dates under here, I'm sorry, it's not dates, it's just numbers. Click those dates, the numbers down there, and you see right now it's highlighted just those numbers. Right click it, and it says select data. In Google Sheets it said x-axis, but I'm going to hit select data, horizontal. Horizontal is X. Hit edit, and now I'm going to pick all those dates down here. All the way down. Hit OK, OK, and I go back to my graph, and it's all labeled. So in Excel, if you are trying to do it's not going to say x-axis, click the dates, right click, select data, and then you have the horizontal option to pick the dates. That should work to make a labeled access graph for week number 6. Check out the next video to see how to add in a second average baseline index for your week 6 assignment.